Yates here, one of the founders of Tetrakey, and welcome to this episode of Tetrakey TV. I hope you're all well, and I'd just like to start with a small apology. I'm currently in the beautiful Pacific Northwest of America. It's a stunningly beautiful day today. Normally we do these at 9 o'clock in the evening South African time and 7 o'clock in the evening UK time. Since being here, as you can well imagine, working while I'm here, 12 o'clock seems to happen, and it's a really awkward time of day to do Facebook Live. So I'm doing my very best, and I apologise for any that I've missed. I will catch up. I hope you're having an amazingly successful week and being amazingly productive. And today I want to talk to you about where your winning difference is. And there is one distinct place where your winning difference really is. It's often the bit that business owners miss, and maybe it's the bit that you miss as well. Certainly, personally speaking, I've been guilty in the past of missing this as well. And you see, sort of normal thoughts around business really lead us up the garden path. Often we think about the importance of strategy, planning, goals, so on and so forth. And in the several hundred thousands of people that we've had impact on as a business over the past few years, we've come to find out that simply all of those other things really take up a very small percentage of what a winning difference is. Actually under 30%, roughly 28% of the winning difference goes into strategy, goals, finances, product design, etc. So where's this big chunk, this big missing chunk? And frankly, most people miss it. The big missing chunk is the people chunk. And the businesses that always do the best are the businesses that understand 3 layers of people to a really minute detail and design the rest of their business around these 3 things. And so number one is we need to understand, and these things, by the way, are all centered around people. And the reason why it's often hard and people often ignore it is that people are really hard to understand. Every single human being is different. They all have their unique differences. They all have the things that they walk towards, and they all have the things that hold them back at the same time. And so in that vein, there's 3 layers of this. You know, the first thing is, how well do you understand you? How well do you understand what your strengths and what you're not strong at? How well do you play to these, or do you just ignore these? Do you surround yourself with people who are different to you, who compensate for your weaknesses, or do you try and batter yourself with becoming a great administrator, even though admin is not your thing? What are the things that hold you back in terms of your own psychology? Do you believe you're worthy enough? Do you believe that you deserve to have large amounts of money? Do you believe that people should like you? Or do you believe the opposite of that? Do you believe that that you cannot charge above a certain amount? Or do you believe that you're actually worthy of huge amounts of money, and actually that's not the case? And you see, quite often we don't stop and ask ourselves these questions. And every limitation you have, you project into your business and project onto your customers, and often that's the reason why our business isn't successful. Often when I end up working with people, one of the first things I do is I get people to double their prices. And people are terrified of this. And yes, people lose some customers. Of course, that fear comes true. It manifests itself. But in my experience, we double the price and we lose 25% or less of our customers. Isn't that interesting? So you'd worry that you'd lose all of your customers, and that's simply not the case. So you lose 25%. So go and do the math and go and work out what that really computes like. If you were to keep 75% of your customers at twice the price, what would that look like for you? What would that feel like for you? And what would that measure like for you? What would it enable you to do in your business? And interestingly, you then start attracting really, really good quality clients who are willing to spend the money and invest in you. And so that leads us to the second tier of people that we need to understand in depth. We need to understand who our category A, top tier customers are. What do they look like? What do they feel like? And what problems is it that they face on a minute by minute, hourly, daily, weekly and monthly basis, and how does our service go about solving their problems for them? How do we go about reaffirming to them that we understand all of their problems and would be specific around that, and how do we go about evidencing the fact that we solve their problems as well? How do we go about educating people that maybe their problem isn't a strategy or a lack of knowledge, actually that their problem is them themselves? And how do we go about then sharing with them, this is how we solve it for them? You see, once we've got that, we can then tailor our products to match our customers. And this is something that most business owners don't do. Most business owners have a product and try and go and batter customers to purchase this product. And actually, we need to go about it the opposite way. So we need to get to understand, and if you can't write 5 to 8 pages of point 12 aerial on your computer about your customers, about their problems, about who they are, how they are, what they do, where they do it, when they do it, probably you don't know your customers well enough. And your third tier is about understanding the people who you employ, the people who you use to serve your customers, and understanding them and how you go about deploying them to their strengths. Understanding that if we go and try and force somebody who's great with one thing to do another, that quite possibly they're only ever going to offer you 50% of what it is you need from them. And yet again, we should be able to write of each person who works for us 3 to 4 sides of paper on your computer, Arial point 12, about each person, their strengths, their weaknesses, their talents, the opportunities that they provide, and where it is that we're enabling them to go within their career, or with their career with us in our business. Provide them the opportunity to stay, as opposed to enabling them to have the opportunity to leave. Provide them the opportunity to offer amazing customer service, as opposed to just all right customer service. Providing them the opportunity to serve our customers so well that both the client and the person who works for us wishes to stay within our business. When you've worked all those 3 things out for yourself, and you can write pages on each of those 3 things, I then challenge you to start adapting your business. Maybe you need to drop some products. Maybe you need to create some new products, services or offerings. And then start tailoring those specifically towards those clients, matching the workforce towards the products that they're best able to deliver, and then working out where we fit in this business, how we're best going to play with our own strengths. Personally, I'm quite a big picture person, and I need people in the business who are going to do the small detail for me, and not bore me with the small detail. I'd be stupid to surround myself with loads of big picture, distance thinking people, because it really won't complement my business. And so that's where your winning difference is. Most businesses ignore this because it's too hard, it's too long, it's too painful, and that simply is your opportunity to go and have the winning difference. And so there's my thought for the day today. I'd like to take it forwards, maybe leave some comments about what you're doing to do this. You may believe that it's going to take 8 to 10 hours to go through it and start writing all of this down. But once you have written it down, you can then start using that as your winning difference, and you will be far, far, far ahead of all the businesses who just talk this talk and never actually execute on it. When you execute on it, your business will take noticeable leaps forwards within weeks of doing it. So there we go. Go ahead and do it. Go ahead and become the winning difference for your business. Go ahead and understand all of those people. You understand people, you understand every other part of your business. So that's it from me. I hope you have a great 24 hours further. I'll see you this time, this place tomorrow. And leave us some comments and thoughts about what it is you're doing about this. So stay awesome, stay well, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.